Welcome to Fun Facts Online. What if I told you a massive global war is being fought right now, every single day, across every continent? This war isn't waged with soldiers and tanks, but with baristas and espresso machines. Its weapons aren't swords, but steaming cups of coffee. This is the silent, caffeinated clash of the coffee giants, a relentless battle for your morning routine. Today, we're diving into how behemoths like Starbucks, Dunkin, and Costa Coffee are fighting for global dominance, one cup at a time. This is a masterclass in how to take a business global, filled with bold victories and spectacular failures. The global coffee market is enormous, with billions of cups consumed daily. It's a battlefield for a few key players, each with a unique strategy to win you over. Let's meet the contenders. First, you have Starbucks, the undisputed giant with over 32,000 stores in more than 80 countries. Their entire brand is built on being your third place, a comfortable, welcoming spot that isn't your home or your office. It's about the premium experience, not just the coffee. Then there's Dunkin, formerly Dunkin' Donuts. Their slogan, "America runs on Dunkin'," says it all. They are the champions of speed, convenience, and value. They're for the person on the go who needs a reliable, affordable fix without the fuss. And finally, we have Costa Coffee. Born in London, this brand has grown to be the world's second largest coffee chain. Their identity is wrapped up in heritage and quality, focusing on high-end, handcrafted coffee. So how do these titans conquer new countries? Their playbook has a few key strategies. The first decision is how to even enter the market. They could create a wholly owned subsidiary, meaning they own and control everything. Starbucks often does this in developed markets like the US and Canada, where they know the landscape. Another option is a joint venture, where they partner with a local company. This gives them invaluable local knowledge and connections. Starbucks used this strategy to crack complex markets like India, partnering with the giant Tata Group. The third, and most common for rapid growth, is licensing and franchising. This is a low-risk way to expand quickly. Dunkin' built its entire global empire this way, letting local entrepreneurs run the stores, which means they can scale up at incredible speed. But perhaps the most critical part of the playbook is the art of adaptation. You can't just copy and paste a successful American or British store into another country and expect it to work. This is where global brands become local favorites. Starbucks learned this well. In China, you'll find tea-based drinks and mooncakes on the menu. In Turkey, they even offer traditional Turkish coffee. They understand that to be global, you have to act local. Dunkin' is a master of this. In China, they've sold donuts topped with dried fish flakes. In Thailand, mango-filled donuts are a huge hit. It sounds strange to us, but this willingness to change their core product is exactly why they succeed internationally. It's not just the menu. Store design matters too. In cultures where sitting and socializing in public spaces is common, Starbucks designs its cafes with much more seating. It shows they're not just selling coffee, they're selling a culturally relevant experience. Now let's look at some real-world battlegrounds where these strategies were put to the test. First up, the Great Wall of Coffee, the campaign for China. With its huge, growing middle class just developing a taste for coffee, China is the ultimate prize. Starbucks entered in the 1990s and played their cards perfectly. They positioned themselves not just as a coffee shop, but as an aspirational, luxury brand. Owning a Starbucks cup became a status symbol. Their third-place concept resonated with urban Chinese consumers looking for new places to socialize. Costa Coffee also entered China, using a joint venture to expand rapidly. But the battle isn't just between the big global players. Local upstarts like Dunkin' Coffee completely changed the game. Dunkin' built its model on technology, focusing on small, pickup-only locations and a slick mobile app for ordering and delivery. This forced Starbucks and Costa to seriously upgrade their digital game to compete. Now for a very different story, the Australian Odyssey. Starbucks' experience in Australia is a legendary cautionary tale for any global brand. They charged into the Australian market with a rapid expansion plan, opening dozens of stores quickly. But they made one fatal error. They didn't do their homework. Australia already had a very sophisticated coffee culture, with fiercely loyal customers who loved their local, independent cafes. Australians, used to high-quality, unique brews, saw Starbucks' standardized coffee as overpriced and uninspired. The result? A massive failure. Starbucks lost a fortune and was forced to close the majority of its Australian stores. It was a humbling lesson in the danger of assuming a one-size-fits-all approach. They eventually re-entered with a much smaller footprint, targeting tourists who were already familiar with the brand. What about the strategy of preemption, or as I like to call it, walling out the competition? This is a fascinatingly aggressive tactic. It involves a company opening multiple stores in very close proximity to one another, effectively saturating a neighborhood. This dense network of stores acts like a wall, leaving little room, physically or psychologically, for a competitor to move in. Starbucks mastered this. When they first entered Canada, they opened locations everywhere, sometimes directly across the street from each other. This blitz helped them dominate the market and push out older, established chains. It's a high-stakes game of real estate chess, where every store placement is a calculated move to block your rival. So what does the future of this caffeinated clash look like? 3 trends are shaping the battlefield. First, the digital revolution. Mobile apps, loyalty programs, and delivery services are now essential. Dunkin has been a leader in using social media to connect with local audiences, while Starbucks has invested heavily in its mobile ordering and payment app to make the customer experience as smooth as possible. Second is the rise of the conscious consumer. People today care about where their products come from. They want sustainably sourced, ethically produced coffee. The big chains are responding by investing in sustainability programs and highlighting their ethical sourcing credentials. It's not just good for the planet, it's good for the brand image. And finally, the next frontier. While these giants seem to be everywhere, there are still untapped markets in Asia, Africa, and Latin America with huge growth potential. The lessons learned from their successes in China and their failures in Australia will be crucial as they navigate these new territories. In the end, the coffee wars offer some clear lessons for any business. There is no magic formula for global expansion. You have to tailor your strategy to each market. Cultural sensitivity is everything, and adaptation isn't a weakness, it's a sign of intelligence. You have to be willing to change to survive. As the world gets more connected, this battle will only get more intense. The giants will continue to clash, innovate, and adapt. And for us, the coffee drinkers of the world, this conflict means more choice, more flavor, and a perfectly brewed cup of ambition, no matter where we find ourselves. Thanks for tuning in to G Fun Facts Online.